Today I'm going to show you guys a little scratching trace, we call it, or a little trace we use for catching edible fish. Normally when we as competitive anglers start scratching, we call it, is when the sea is very big and rough, and then you got to scale down and then you target smaller species like a smaller edible fish, etc. Or if you just go out there, want to have a nice social fish, target a few edible fish, this little trace works very well. It's a nice versatile trace. You can vary the size of your hooks depending on the fish in your area. For instance, the area we fished, we know there's Bronze Bream, Blacktail, little Kob, some better sized Kob, Musselcracker, fish like that. So for this specific purpose, I'm going to have this little 2-hook trace, a small hook at the top and a bigger hook at the bottom. The small hook we're going to use to target our species like our Bronze Bream and Blacktail, and then the bigger hook at the bottom is going to be there. The bait we're going to put out there is going to be for your Kob, Musselcracker and your bigger fish species in the area. Alright, so as I said, it's a very little simple trace but quite efficient and it works very well for me. Okay, so let's talk what we're going to need for this little trace. As usual, I use my fluorocarbon. I'm going to use a Berkeley Vanish today, and the thickness is going to be about 0.6 millimeters. You can go a bit lighter if you want to, but because we know there's a few better fish in the area, I'm going to go with 0.6, so if I hook a big fish, I can actually land it and don't get cut off. Our hooks, I'm going to use little owner hooks. My bottom hook is going to be quite a nice big hook, a 6/0 size, and my top hook is going to be a number 1 or a 1/0 hook. Alright, and then you also want 2 little 3-way swivels, as small as possible, but make sure they're strong and they won't break under a big fish. Okay, and then the last thing is a little float, a nice little bright orange float, and I'm going to put this one on my top hook, on the small little hook, and the purpose of this is just to lift my bait off the rocks and get the bait in the zone where those Bronze Bream and Blacktail feed. Alright, so to do the trace, very simple. Grab your fluorocarbon. I normally use a figure of 8 on this, whichever knot works well for you. Put it through the swivel, figure of 8 knot. Put it nice and tight, and then cut the tag end off. Okay, so we've got our top swivel. Now you want to determine how long your trace is going to be. This specific trace, I like to make it about 1 meter long, and then I'll put my next swivel there. Alright, cut it off, and then you take your next swivel and you tie it on to the bottom end of your nylon. Once again, figure of 8. Pull it nice and tight, cut off your tag end. Alright, so now we're going to attach our top hook. Grab our 3-way swivel, fluorocarbon, so attach our top hook. Test the knot, tag end off. Okay, so you cut the tag end off, and top hook, cut that off. We're going to attach the top hook. We'll attach the bottom hook's line. Cut off the tag end again. Alright, so another important thing to remember after you've attached that piece of nylon for your bottom hook is to make sure that they're not too long so your hooks get tangled up. So make them a bit shorter so the hooks don't stay away from each other and can't hook into each other. So you measure that, that's fine there, cut it off. So you take our 6/0 hook, that's the one we're going to put at the bottom. That's basically going to be our hook for targeting Kob and your bigger species like cracker and stuff that's out there. Alright, so our bottom hook attached. And now we're going to do the top hook. That's going to be our smaller hook. Right, so we've got our small hook, but before we attach a hook, we want to put our little flotation on. Put our piece of float through the line, and then we grab our little one hook and attach it to our top piece of nylon. Alright, so we've attached our top hook, and now I'm going to put our sinker line on. Alright, so now on our bottom swivel where our big hook is, we need to attach our sinker line. So that's on the other leg of our three-way swivel. So that's attached. And then you want to make your sinker line a bit longer than your hook line. It just makes casting much easier when it's a bit longer, flies much better through the air. Alright, so that's our trace made. And then when it comes to your sinker choice, because we're scratching in the reef, the three type of sinkers you want to look at using will be either your grapnel with the nylon wires, your grapnel with steel wires, or just a normal teardrop. Now what I normally do is, if depending on the type of water I fish, if I'm fishing an area where I've got a spot cast and I know the fish on a very specific area, I'll put a grapnel on, a wire grapnel. So I'll throw in that area and I want to stay there, I don't want to wash away. When I'm fishing in big white water where you actually want to move quite a lot, I'll take this little teardrop. Then you can cast and you can move it from spot to spot and you wash into the zones where the fish are. And then is obviously this one with the nylon sinkers. This one you can throw and you can move it by choice. So if you throw in a certain area, you're not getting a bite after a few minutes, you can literally just move it and move it into a different zone and get the fish like that. So it's up to you. You got to determine where those fish are, where you want to fish, and whichever of the three suits you, you can use. And then when it comes to your hook size, obviously, you know, if there's a lot of small fish, you're going to scale down. If you know there's bigger fish in the area, have your bigger hook at the bottom and the small one at the top. When it comes to baits, scratching baits, these bait demos we'll still do. You can fish with chokka, prawn, sardine, red eye, whatever works in the area. So you got to determine what works for you and what the fish want on the day. Guys, we seem to have found a shoal of bronze bream, target species, and I'm getting a bite here. Yeah, on. This Anaconda L was designed for this type of fishing, and I just love it. It's a nice light rod, not too soft, got a backbone when you need it, but a good tip to feel the bite. So awesome setup for this type of fishing. So nice to catch a few nice bronze bream in the Eastern Cape. Nice feisty fish on the light tackle. And that's it, nice little bronzy, a 8-hour chokka blow bait, and a very nice little fight, a fat, healthy fish. Thanks for the fight, little guy. Let's go put him back.